Okay, so welcome to the bonus session and what we are going to learn today, let me tell you. So before that, let me tell you the background of this concept or in fact the topic and why it is so much useful or why this is going to be useful for your projects. So this topic is decided based on some recent interviews we have observed in the market where we have seen the questions came from this point from this topic, and then that's why we are going to learn this as a bonus session. So before that, let me make the background pretty much clear. Who is using this and what kind of benefits of this feature? So one thing in Salesforce, that point number one, we have the reports. We can create various reports on various object. We can have a specific chart, etc. We can decide this report should show what kind of data, everything we know. And whenever you are going to run the report, according to that, it will show you the data. So let's say in my table right now, there are 5 customer records. So it will show me 5 customer records today if I run the report. Simple. If I run the report after 10 days and in between, suppose I increased some 3 more customers. So after 10 days, the report will show there are 10 customer records in that report. And let's say after 15 days, I have, let's say, 12 customers. It will show like this. But suppose you want any old historical data, something which was happened in the past, then is there any way to get by the report, or will your report show that okay, before 5 days this was the situation? No. So today, for example, whatever 15 records I have, only this will be shown in the report today. But what was the situation of the business before 20 days, before 30 days, that is not shown, because report will only show you the latest information. Then Salesforce brought this feature into the picture because many companies needs to understand what was the situation of the data, or what was this scenario before 5 years, before 2 months, before 6 months, before 2 years. They wanted to have the business historical data. And for this reason, Salesforce provided this option called as the historical snapshot or analytical snapshot, where whatever report you are having, as report cannot show you the old data, so every day the report information will be taken as a backup in the Salesforce object as a backup, so that after 5 days I want to see what was the situation of 28th of July of my business. I can simply go to the database and I can see, because the report will show me only the latest and today's data. Okay, so that is the background behind this concept, to have historical analysis of the business process. So for this we need one report, of course, because everything is happening because of report. We are taking from report only. Report is nothing but your source, so of course report is needed. Second thing, we need a target, and the target is nothing but your object where you are going to save the data into the database. And third thing, we need a process. This will take the data from report and put to the object, and that is nothing but called as the analytical snapshot or historical snapshot. This is the process which is going to take care of that. So in short, here report is nothing but source. Second thing, the object is nothing but target. And third thing, the analytical snapshot or historical snapshot. And why I'm telling these two names again and again, because the old name was analytical snapshot, and you cannot force your interviewer to ask you the question by saying historical snapshot only, because he might have done the work in the past by using analytical snapshot name. So why he should ask you only that which is latest? He can ask you old things also. So this is nothing but the process because of which the data is going to come from source to target. So let us ready for this, source ready for this, and then let us make target ready for this, and step by step we will move ahead. So let me log into the Salesforce environment, and then by logging to Salesforce environment, I'm going to show you how actually it is working. So I'm going to log into Salesforce environment. Let me just show you by going to my Salesforce environment. So what I will do now, I will just use one object. Any object you can use, by the way, it's your wish. I will use, let's say, this object, Parker pen. Okay, on that object I will create the report. So that report is also ready, and let me show you. It's a simple report. So let me make it everything on the tab bar, and so that it will be easy for you. Let me just click on this plus sign so that in the same screen I can show you everything. So I'll customize the tab and change the sequence because I want to show everything on the same screen. So I will do one thing here. I want from this pen object, so I'll just take this pen object upside, pen object upside. Fine. Second thing which I need is now report, R for report. So I can create the report, shift right hand side, and let me also take to the upside. So let me just take it here and Parker pen also at the beginning. So here I've taken Parker pen, and here I have report. So report also taken near Parker pen. Okay, saved. So that we don't need to just scroll upside right to the right hand side and go to the plus sign. Just on the screen we can see. So Parker pen is what kind of object, what kind of fields are there? Let me show you that also. And let me show you the Parker pen field also. Just give 1 second. Click on new button, and just a straightforward object with some fields: customer name, price, discount information, just a straightforward details. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to have some data in that. Just click on Parker pen and you have some data also. That's it. You can see here, based on the data I want to create the report. So go to report. These are all the things which you guys already know, nothing new for you. The main thing will come into the picture shortly when we start working on analytical snapshot. And here I'm going to click on new report. On which object we want to create the report, so we need to just type their object name, and let me just type here object name, that is, let's say pen, and Parker pen I'm selecting and click on create. And once you're going to proceed for the next page, you just need to create any simple report or any kind of report that you want, and you want that information should be historically taken as a backup. Okay, that you can do. So let me do one thing. Let's say customer pen is there, customer pen name is there, and price is there, and discount information. Fine, anything is coming, that's fine. That we are taking the value here, and let me just show you. Okay, discount information record is having some fields, or sometimes it's having a record, sometimes it's not having any data. In short, discount information is not filled properly, so we can skip that also, and let's focus on customer name and price. You can add also some kind of grouping. Let's say you want to see the grouping or you want to make any kind of summary. Let's say grouping as per the price, so you can just convert into the summary report. And price wise, I want to see how many customer purchased the pen. Any kind of report you can create like this. So let me now create some kind of grouping. Let's say some kind of price wise grouping, and let me show you here. So let's say I'm going to just drag and drop. I'm just going to make the grouping as per the price. And price wise grouping done. So you can use any report, by the way. There is no specific rule and regulation that you should be using that kind of report only. You can use any kind of report, that's absolutely fine. But just create any report which you're looking for historical backup, that is enough. Okay, so now after this, let's move ahead and now let us see the next point. Report is ready, and let me show you. Let me now show you the next point. So let me show you the report now and run it, and then we will close for the automation. Step number 1 done, that is the report. So let me see where is the report, and then we'll go for step number 2 and 3. So pen sale report, let's say I created this report, pen sale report. Mostly companies or customers give some kind of grouping for this. Let's say grouped by country, grouped by customer name or customer price, etc. They just do this kind of various activities. So you can also select whatever is the customer requirement, just make the grouping. Mostly customers use for grouping purpose. So here we'll do the grouping as per the price and change it to summary report, and let's say do grouping as per the price and save it. A simple report that we have, save it. Okay, second step. Now what we need to do is we need to now create an object, and in that object we will store all the daily summary like a historical data. So how to create the object, that also we know very well, nothing new for us. So let me do that as well. A quick object activity. How to create the object? Very simple. Just go to the setup and go to create. Go to create. In the create there is an option called as object, and we will give a name to this. Let's say historical pen cell data, so that it will be easy for others also in your company to understand why exactly the reason behind this object. So let's say pen cell historical data. You can give any name, by the way, for this object, and let's say here, or data, plural form will be data only. And you can also create some kind of record, auto number also you can create some records. So let's say record, and some kind of 012 number you can give, all fine. You can create tab also if you want, and finally click on save. And you can create the tab process for this. Whatever tab you want to create, whatever color you want to select, just select this. That also you can do, and then click on and select it, anything you can select, and click on next, and click on next. So click on set and make it available for all the departments, the tab at the top, and finally make this available for whatever applications you want. You can select it from that, whatever applications you are using, and just select for that and just click on save. Okay, and now after this, see here, the object is ready. But now what fields you are going to create? Let me just show you here. See now, object is ready. Now what fields we need to create? See, for this purpose, do one thing. In the search box, search snapshot, and you can see reporting snapshot is coming. Okay, click on this in the new tab and click on continue. So this is the automation which will take data from your report, push into the new object that we created, that is historical data object. Okay, how it will do it? Just click on new reporting snapshot, give any name, let's say for example pen business snapshot, something like this. I'm giving some name. Running user, mostly we select here running user as a system admin so that there will be no access issue or no rights issue. We are selecting that. And look at this. So what this diagram is telling? It diagram is telling you that from report I will be taking regular data for you and putting in a target object. So for this purpose, you select here what is your source report. Of course, source report is nothing but pen sale report. Target object, now here your target object is, let me see what was the name, pen historical. So let me type here P for pen. Look at this, you can select the object pen cell historical data. Okay, and save it. But you need to also do the field mapping, because how Salesforce will understand which fields or which columns of report to put in which object in target scenario or in the pen object, where to put this all data. So this is some kind of basic information, the snapshot name, who created, etc, etc, but the field mapping is important. So just go for field mapping and decide which column of report will go to which field of that object, and just come here. So now it's telling you that you have selected a summary report as your source, and summary report records may be grouped into 3 levels. If your source report has more than one level grouping, select the level at which summary you want. No, we have only one grouping, so nothing to worry. You select whatever, it will work because we are having only one grouping. That's fine. And we have not done any kind of such grouping, so that's fine. You can select grand summary, that's okay. Now you need to do the mapping. So tell from the report, pen report, which data you want, and you want to add into the right hand side. Some automation or some information is automatically taken for you. You can see here some information is automatically taken for you in the left hand side, and here the historical data, this is the object and this is the report. So this mapping they are doing automatically for you by this way. But now when you have a summary report, then you have very less type of information, because the thing is that in summary only just going to show some kind of limited information. Let's say for example execution time, that's it. And this way here you may not get proper clarity about this concept. So for this purpose we will go back to this report and we will change it to tabular report, so that we can have a data of customer name and customer's price, what they choose pen for. So now click on save and go back, and now let me just save this first of all and delete this snapshot, and we will go for the tabular report snapshot. So click on new reporting snapshot and give here, let's say, pen sell business snapshot, let's say tabular report. Okay, and running user, of course, admin, the way we discuss. And now source report, of course, pen sell report, which we created here in this format of tabular report. And now target object is, of course, that pen object that we created, that is the pen historical data, and save and edit field map, because at least you can get some multiple fields than just a summary which will not give you much data, by the way. Now when you will come to this, now you will have some kind of useful information, and you can add some kind of mapping details to be done. So understand now what kind of things we can do here. So whenever you are working on any kind of this historical snapshot information, then there are some kind of mappings to be done, decided by your like fields. So right now in the report we are having two fields. One is the pen customer name, or the customer name, and second is the information related to the price. Okay, so these two things we are having. So what we will do now here, so we will first of all create here two fields. Now we want two information in this historical table. One, we need the customer's name, so click on new. Let's create the field in the target object where daily data we are going to save. Customer name is going to be text field, so select here text field and click on next. And I will give here, let's say, for example, first name, but just to make it easy for identification that this first name is coming from the object where we are going to store historical data. This historical data I will just mention here, I will mention here historical data in the bracket, so that you can understand actually it is coming, that is the field present in the historical data object. And length, whatever is the length, you can select and next. Plus make is visible for every department, or especially the department which is told by customer or business, and save and new. Now one more data we need to store historically, that is nothing but the price on which the pen sold. So you can select here currency for this and click on next. And give here, let's say, price, but in the bracket I will give historical data, so that you can understand this actually is the field present in that target object where daily we are going to add historical data, and see what's going to happen and save. So let me give you the quick idea what is the current situation. So please note, our report is ready, which will run regularly, and it will take the data and put into the database table. But which table? This, on the current page where you are right now. In that table there are two fields in which you are going to bring the data from report and put on the daily basis. So this is something which we do on automation mode in real-time project, and that's the reason here this concept, as I said, is regularly used in the market. So now what will happen, we will now plan the schedule, we'll plan the further things. We'll first of all decide that from report which column you're going to bring and you're going to put in which table, etc. Okay, all these things are necessary. And now let me show you how we can achieve this. So till this point, anyone is having any question or any kind of query, then just let me know. Any kind of question, any kind of query till this point. We are in the middle of, we are in the halfway. So any kind of question, any kind of query. Okay, so there are some kind of questions. I think 2-3 questions are there. So first question is that is it something which uh, admin should do? No, It's not like that. It can be done by the developer also. Second thing, the object is compulsory. Yeah, of course. If you're not having the object, then just tell me how you're going to save the data, because here the object is something where we are going to store all the data on timely basis. So definitely here object is needed. Okay, object is needed. And next is, just let me see. Now there is one more question, that can we make the query and can we like fetch the data? Yes, you can do that, because it's just your regular object and you want to get some kind of information, you can definitely get it. Yes, that's possible, you can do that. And let me see, anything is pending? Yeah, I think all the questions are done. Okay, so now guys, here we go. So now it's time to do the mapping. How to do the mapping? First of all, please note, from the report I need two columns. I'm interested only two columns, customer name and price. And in the table which we created, I'm going to use this field, first name HD and price HD. So I'm going to regularly push the data from this side to that side. Okay. So from report, I need customer name. Let me now go to that. So pay attention. See. Now focus on this screen. This one is important screen. So focus on the screen and understand this. So please note that in this case you need to understand one essential thing. At the left hand side you are having the source report. At the right hand side you are having the object. You need to now decide here that from this report what information will go to right hand side. You are very clear that in object we are interested to store the data in this, and we are interested to store data in this. Okay, fine. Then from left hand side, what you want from the report? From the report I want the data from customer name and push into the first name. In the report there is a field called as price. Take it and push into the price. That's it. Remaining things are standard fields, system fields. You can leave it, because anyways you are not working on those things, so save it. Okay, so now your mapping is done. Now Salesforce knows that which column from report should be brought into the picture, into the database table. Now we need to schedule this. Okay, let's schedule this. Click on edit. So when you are going to schedule, then the reporting snapshot you want to get to email to you or someone else. You can select your manager's name, or you can select any public group, or you can select any role, CEO, like this. Okay. In this case, let's say I will select for, let's say for example, for Tom also. You can select, that's also fine. And also you can select here to me also, that's also fine. Or you can select both checkbox and it will be sent to you also and Tom also. Depends on your business requirement. Scroll down. You want it daily, weekly, monthly, what you want. Let's say we want on this let's say weekly basis. So when you want to start this, let's say start from 1st of July and end on, let's say, 1st of December, for example. So run this for July, August, September, October, November, December. And what time you want to run this report? Let's say you can select any specific time here, whichever is giving the option. This slots depends on org to org. So depending on the org, it will show you the time, or org type. It's showing 11 o'clock. That's fine. Click on save. So now 11 o'clock, it will now give me the results, where here it will take the data from this object, whatever information is there, and it will go to this target object. So from report it will go to target object. Most of the times you have seen companies do like this. Companies put it on daily basis. This is something we have seen, this which is famous. So companies select on the daily basis, so that daily at 11 o'clock the data from that report should go to that object, so that we can understand daily 11 o'clock what was the content in the table. Okay, so this is mostly we have seen as a famous. and you can select here, let's say weekly or every day, every weekday. You can select weekday will be removing Saturday, Sunday. You select every day, it will give you Monday to Sunday, everything it will give you. Okay, and click on save, and it is asking for the time to decide, so let's select the time also. So click on the available time because time is compulsory, and click on save, and you can see here that the time is went now. Here it's going to work like this. Okay, so at 11 o'clock, whatever date you are going to select. So what I will do now here, so you also do the same thing. I will select today's date. Okay, so let's say I will select today's date, and I will mention you start, let's say from today. We can select like this, and we can say you continue till whatever end date you want to enter, and save. And now expectations are that today at 11 o'clock it will now bring the data from the report, and it will put in to the object that we created, so that here it is going to work in this format. So what will happen now, today at 11 o'clock it will run the report, and if I go to the object, that particular object, then it will show me the records of that particular information. Okay, so that is something here, what kind of report or what kind of output here I got. Now that will be something related to the result I will show you. Now what is the time here, it is around 9 o'clock in the morning. So I will do one thing, once this report is generated, then in the afternoon time I will show you by taking 2 minutes of video, and I will show you what kind of results I got in that analytical snapshot, and I will send you both the videos to you, and you can understand how it took the data from report and how it took the backup, a historical backup in that object. Again tomorrow 11 o'clock same thing, again day after tomorrow 11 o'clock same thing. So this way I will understand every day what is the data in my business, and that is called as the analytical snapshot, and all the data will come, or all this information will come here in this object, pen cell historical data. If I click on this tab right now, so there are no records because right now we have not we are not at 11 o'clock. It's still there is a time. After 11 o'clock automatically some records will come here on daily basis, and you will come to know that what is the data in the database on daily basis present from that report, and then you can take a decision on that in your business policies. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear with this analytical snapshot, and to show you the result there will be also a 2 minutes video which I will mail you along with this. You can watch this and understand what is the result of all our automation. It will happen on daily basis.